Hello everyone, this is Erik Bryant and welcome to the Erik Bryant Show, Episode 7. Episode 6 ended abruptly because there were many things to discuss, many things to talk about, because I was not able to make Episode 6 last night, so I had to kind of double up here tonight and give you Episode 6 and Episode 7. So let's get into the rest of the wrestling news that I was ending up the show with in Episode 6 before I get on to the topic that I want to discuss here in Episode 7. Impact will begin tonight, apparently with Dixie Carter naming an interim general manager after Hulk Hogan was attacked by the masked group known as Aces and Apes. A lot of people have said this, and I agree. It's going to be a surprise if the GM is anyone but Sting, because I think that's probably who we're all going to lean toward her going with, is the former general manager being the interim general manager once again, Sting, until Hogan comes back. But I'm hoping that she's going to switch it up a little bit, change it up, and it'll be a bit of a surprise or whatever. I'm just hoping it's no one like Jeff Jarrett, or they don't let Brooke Hogan do it, or someone like that. Hopefully it'll be an actual wise decision for someone to be the interim GM until Hogan is back on camera from selling the injury that he apparently received last week. But I'm kind of excited, I guess you'll say, about Impact tonight, because I'll actually be able to watch it on Spike TV, because DirecTV and Viacom have resolved their problems as of last Friday. So this will be the first time in 2 weeks I'll be able to get to see Impact. I'll miss around 15 to 20 minutes of it because I have to go pick my wife up from work, but hopefully it'll just be a brief 15 to 20 minutes that I'll miss, and maybe if I'm lucky it'll be something that I won't really miss that much anyway. The past, to me, 2 or 3 shows before I was unable to watch the last 2 have actually been pretty entertaining, save for maybe a segment or 2 in this whole girl, I can't even remember her name, Claire, what's her face, this whole her and AJ Styles being the father of her child thing. I wish they'd stop that, and I'm really getting tired of this Joseph Parks, the many faces of Abyss crap that they're doing with him and Bully Ray. But other than that, the shows have been decent. They've looked pretty well as of late, and hopefully TNA will keep up their semi-good work. The Bella Twins, much to my chagrin, told Maxim Magazine that they will probably be coming back to the WWE sometime around October, which I'm hoping they will not, because the Bella Twins have no talent. They're twin models who were signed for their looks and looks alone. They have no wrestling skill. They've tried to improve, or, well, the WWE tried to make them improve. They haven't improved at all since they've been there. And leaving the WWE, to me, was the best decision they could have made, and the best decision for WWE to make, to try and strengthen the WWE Divas division into a real, actual wrestling division. And in order to do that, girls like the Bellas and Kelly Kelly need to be gone and go somewhere else. It's reported that Alex Riley's push was halted last year due to an incident with, who else? John Cena. Cena apparently was ribbing Riley in front of other wrestlers backstage, and Alex Riley came back at Cena rather angrily. Many said that he broke the locker room code and the nature among the boys, and Riley was seen to be, seemed to have heat from that, because of course John Cena is the poster boy of the WWE, and he's beloved by all the backstage guys because he's a money drawer, merchandise-wise, and all things like that. So Alex Riley basically was being hazed. Cena was trying to make him into his little bitch, and I guess it worked since Riley didn't back down. Now Alex Riley's push has come to a halt, and you don't really even see him on TV that much anymore. When you do, it's to lose to a guy like Tenzai or Brodus Clay or Ryback. Surprised they haven't set him to Ryback yet. That will probably be coming sometime soon. Velvet Sky confirmed her release from TNA. She says she is no longer with the company but has no hard feelings. She thanked TNA and Dixie Carter. She also thanked Vince Russo for making the Beautiful People a team. So now not only has Angelina Love left TNA early this month, now Velvet Sky is gone, so we could see a Beautiful People reunion in the WWE, perhaps, if WWE wanted to find both women. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, for those of you who don't know, have actually both been in the WWE before in the developmental territory, but were never called up to the main roster. And like I said earlier, if they want to make that Divas division respectable, then keep the Bellas off the roster and bring Angelina and Velvet in onto the roster, because the girls can actually wrestle. And Velvet, not Angelina, but Velvet is actually somewhat of a looker, to say the least. So you got your beauty and your wrestling skill. What more could you ask for? The group Aces and Eights in the past few weeks have actually been former WWE star Luke Gallows, known as Festus, and Luke Gallows, the right-hand man of CM Punk, in the group that has now slipped my mind that he had in the WWE, with Joey Mercury and Selena. And I can't think of the group name now to save my life. I don't know. But Chris Masters has been behind the hood, as well as Wes Briscoe, a former WWE developmental wrestler. Straight Edge Society was what Luke Gallows was in, CM Punk's old group. Come to me. I remember SES, but I couldn't remember what it stood for. Straight Edge Society. There you go. All other members have also been talked about. Being former WWE star Mike Knox could perhaps come in to be part of the group, as well as a former developmental WWE star Jay Bradley. And there's being a rumor of the leader, the name of the leader. Right now, that rumor, unfortunately, in my opinion, is going to be the leader being Jeff Jarrett. Matt Morgan has been saying on his Twitter account that he is done with TNA. He will not be around. But there is an outside shot that Matt Morgan might be a part of this in some way, and that Morgan and the TNA officials could just be working the fans with the Twitter posts that he's making about not returning. One fan asked Matt Morgan the timetable for when he would be returning to TNA. He said sometime around in between never and ever. So we'll see if it's a swerve, if it's just a work, or if Matt Morgan actually will not be returning to TNA. Few quick stories from the world of sports football that we didn't get to in episode 6. Football. Steve Smith have made a $100,000 donation to the victims in the theater shooting in Aurora, Colorado. Steve Smith said, as a husband and a father, he can't imagine the pain that the victims are going through, and he hopes that that money will help a little bit with medical bills, expenses, and things like that, to try and help the people spirits lifted, get them back on their feet, and move on with their lives. And Steve said, from one football community to another, God bless. Steve Smith, a good football player, but more than that, a great person for doing something like that. Just a wonderful, wonderful gesture from the wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. And also, the Boston mayor has fired a white police officer for a racial slur that he used taunting Boston Red Sox outfielder Carl Crawford during last night's Red Sox game. The officer was said to brought discredit on himself and the department. He was released this morning of his duties. His attorney, the officer who was fired's attorney, said that he was taunting Carl Crawford and saying things about him because Carl Crawford is a baseball player and he doesn't like Carl Crawford as a player, not because Carl Crawford is a black man. There you go again with the race thing. A racial slur from a white cop to a black baseball player. He gets fired. And now, I'm not saying that it's not a big deal or anything. Hopefully nobody will blow this out of proportion. But I'm pretty sure that the story will probably get blown out because it's a white cop, black player. Just like if it had been a black man with a white man, or, you know, vice versa, the roles reversed, it would probably be about the same thing. It's crazy. No matter how you look at it, it's just crazy all the way around. And I really just wish that people would get off of the whole race thing once and for all. But unfortunately, things are going to be the way they are, I'm pretty sure, for a long time. And it's just going to be something we have to live with. Not really talking about wrestling anymore, but I had a question a couple days ago on Facebook that I posted to try and get responses. The question: what are your thoughts on Triple H? Did he earn his spot, or did he get where he is today by piggybacking off of others? I will quickly read the comments here in part 1. Jeff Landbaum said he earned it. Anybody who doesn't think so is just pissed off at his success. And Joni Morgan said she 120% agrees. Jeff also said he's also tough as nails for tearing both his quads 5 years apart and coming back from both injuries. And when the first tear happened in 2001, he finished the match. That alone earns my everlasting respect, even though to this day I'm not sure if it was the smartest move. Joni says Triple H indeed is the game. That's all she can say about that. And he is damn good, as he says he is. Triple H, I agree. I think he did earn his respect. I mean, he paid his dues. He had to wrestle guys like Henry Godwin and hog pin matches, and Savio Vega, Duke the Dumpster Droese. Those were some awful feuds for a guy who would go on to become a multiple WWE champion, a future Hall of Famer, and the future, I would say, owner of the company, a guy that's going to run the business, he and his wife Stephanie, when Vince steps down, dies, or, you know, whichever one comes first. But I do think Triple H did get some help from certain people, and I'm not even really saying Stephanie. I think the Stone Cold Steve Austin incident where they played it as he was hit by a car on television when he had to go out with the injuries with his neck and his knee, his back, and, you know, multiple injuries for Austin. Triple H was able to step in there, take the ball, run with it, and become the WWE champion. And also, I think Shawn Michaels and Triple H being in DX, Shawn Michaels helped Triple H a lot, because when Shawn had to go out with his back injury, Triple H was able to step up and take his spotlight in certain forms. But you have to say, he did get opportunities, but he cashed in on them, which is something that some of these young guys today haven't been able to do, and quite frankly won't be able to do. Triple H just has the charisma, has what it takes, and I do agree with you, Jeff. Him tearing both quads and coming back from that both times, that right there alone should earn the respect. All the wars, the Hell in a Cell matches he's been in, Triple H has earned the respect, should have earned the respect of everyone, but there's still going to be people saying he got where he got because of who he is going to bed with at night, and that being Vince's daughter, Stephanie McMahon. Well, we will be back for part 2, be talking about Chick-fil-A and their beliefs when we come back in a moment.